In the heart of country music, where soulful melodies meet tales of heartache, some artists live their songs with raw intensity. Whiskey-soaked nights and reckless choices shaped their legacies, creating stories as gripping as their ballads. This script uncovers 21 country legends whose battles with alcohol left marks on their lives and the genre. Some found redemption, others lost everything, but their voices echo through honky-tonk history. Country music thrives on real emotion. Fans embrace stories of love, loss, and rebellion, often sung by artists who lived those truths. Yet, heavy drinking casts a shadow. It can fuel powerful songs but also lead to broken families, ruined health, and shattered careers. Late-night parties sometimes ended in fights, hospital stays, or quiet. For some stars, clarity came in time to change their path. For others, the bottle claimed victory, cutting their stories short. These 21 artists, from early pioneers to modern hitmakers, show the highs and lows of fame. One, Merle Haggard's journey from prison inmate to country music legend is one of the most remarkable stories in American music history. After spending time behind bars, he emerged with a voice that captured the struggles, hopes, and heartbreaks of everyday people. His songs were raw and real because he lived the life he sang about. In his 40s, despite the heights of his fame with hits like Okie from Muskogee and Mama Tried, Merle began turning to potent drugs during the quiet moments between performances. He made several serious attempts to quit, showing periods of real progress, only to find himself pulled back into addiction's grip. Over time, the toll on his body became impossible to ignore. Health problems, including a long battle with pneumonia, weighed heavily on him. On his 79th birthday, Merle Haggard passed away, leaving behind a complicated legacy. His music, filled with honesty and heart, continues to inspire listeners across generations. Yet, there is a sadness that lingers because his personal struggles sometimes clouded the brilliance of his artistry. Even with the pain he carried, Merle's songs remain a powerful reminder of a life lived fully, if not always easily. His voice will never be forgotten. 2. Charlie Rich. Charlie Rich, known as the Silver Fox, blended country, jazz, and pop music with a smooth and unforgettable style. His soulful voice and heartfelt lyrics helped him create timeless hits like The Most Beautiful Girl, which won him major awards and widespread acclaim. However, behind the polished image, Rich struggled with personal demons, especially his heavy drinking. One of the most unforgettable moments of his career came during the 1975 Country Music Awards, where he shocked the audience by setting an award envelope on fire right on stage. The act stunned fans and critics alike, casting a shadow over his reputation. Although Rich worked hard to rebuild his career and regain public trust, alcohol continued to haunt him and pull him back. Despite his efforts, the damage to his image remained difficult to erase. Later in life, Rich faced serious health issues, and a blood clot ultimately ended his journey. He passed away at the age of 62, leaving behind a complex legacy. While many remember him for his incredible contributions to music, others cannot forget that infamous night that showed a different side of the Silver Fox. Charlie Rich remains a fascinating figure, full of talent, tragedy, and unforgettable moments. 3. George Jones. George Jones, known for his voice full of pure emotion, became one of the greatest figures in country music history. His songs, especially classics like The Grand Tour, touched listeners deeply and captured raw human pain like few others could. However, his incredible talent was often overshadowed by his personal struggles. Jones developed a reputation for heavy drinking, which led to him being nicknamed No-Show Jones because he frequently missed scheduled performances. His alcoholism took a serious toll on his personal life, straining his marriages and friendships for years. It was only after he met Nancy Sepulveda that things began to turn around. She helped bring some much-needed stability into his life and supported his efforts to regain control. Despite her influence and his attempts at recovery, the years of alcohol and substance abuse had already caused lasting damage to his body. George Jones eventually passed away at the age of 81. He was celebrated as a giant in country music, leaving behind a legendary catalog of songs. Still, many fans and critics cannot help but wonder how much more he might have accomplished if he had not spent so many years battling his inner demons. His story remains a bittersweet legacy. 4. Keith Whitley's. Keith Whitley's voice in When You Say Nothing at All carried a promise of greatness that touched everyone who heard it. His rich, emotive tone and effortless delivery hinted at a future filled with endless success in country music. Sadly, that future was never fully realized. Struggling with severe alcoholism for much of his life, Whitley battled his demons privately, even as his career soared publicly. Although there were periods when he managed to stay sober and seemed to be on the path to recovery, they were tragically short-lived. At just 34 years old, he died of acute alcohol poisoning, leaving behind a grieving fan base and a music industry stunned by the loss of such a rare talent. His death was a heartbreaking reminder of how personal struggles can silently overshadow public triumphs. Fans continue to mourn not just the man he was, but the legendary career that might have been. 5. Glen Campbell. Glen Campbell became a beloved figure by bringing crossover hits such as Wichita Lineman to millions of listeners around the world. His warm presence and undeniable charm shone brightly on his television show, winning the hearts of countless fans. However, behind the welcoming smile and smooth performances, Campbell faced serious personal struggles. Alcohol and drug addiction gradually took hold of his life, creating challenges that grew increasingly difficult to overcome. In 2003, he was arrested for drunk driving, an incident that led to a 10-day stay in jail and cast a shadow over his public image. Despite efforts to battle his addictions, Campbell often found it hard to maintain his sobriety, especially during periods of personal hardship and emotional stress. Later in life, he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, a devastating illness that eventually ended his music career. Nevertheless, he showed remarkable courage by embarking on a deeply moving farewell tour, which allowed fans to say goodbye and honor his lasting contributions to music. Glen Campbell's legacy is a complex tapestry woven with dazzling showmanship and quiet pain. A story of a man who achieved extraordinary success but also fought inner battles that many never saw. His music continues to inspire and comfort generations. 6. Hank Williams. Sr. Hank Williams. Sr. was a towering figure who helped define the very soul of country music. His songs, including classics like Your Cheatin' Heart, captured raw emotions that resonated deeply with audiences across America. Williams had a rare gift for expressing heartache, longing, and vulnerability in a way that few artists could match. However, behind his musical genius was a man battling relentless physical pain. Chronic back problems, worsened by a fall during a hunting trip, led him to rely heavily on alcohol and prescription painkillers to manage his suffering. This growing dependence began to affect his professional life. Despite his immense talent, Hank's repeated absences and missed performances became impossible for the Grand Ole Opry to overlook, and he was eventually dismissed from its prestigious stage. His personal struggles intensified as his addiction deepened, and he struggled to maintain control over his life and career. Tragically, Hank Williams Sr. died at the young age of 29 while traveling in the back seat of a car on New Year's Day. Though his life was short and filled with turmoil, the music he left behind remains timeless, serving both as a treasure for country fans and a stark reminder of the devastating effects of addiction. 7. Ira Louven, one half of the legendary Louven brothers, was known for his remarkable voice and deeply moving gospel-tinged harmonies. Alongside his brother Charlie, Ira helped shape the sound of American country and gospel music, inspiring countless musicians for generations to come. His ability to blend spiritual themes with heartfelt emotion left an enduring mark on the music world. However, away from the stage, Ira's personal life was turbulent and filled with conflict. He struggled with a fiery temper and a heavy drinking problem that often led to violent outbursts and reckless behavior. His chaotic lifestyle became the subject of numerous stories, one of the most infamous being an incident in which his wife shot him during a heated confrontation. Although he survived the shooting, Ira was unable to overcome his addiction to alcohol, and his troubles continued. His life came to a tragic end in 1965 when he was killed by a drunk driver. This unfortunate death closed the chapter on a life that had been equally defined by extraordinary musical talent and deep personal turmoil. Despite his personal demons, Ira Louven's influence endures, and his work remains a vital part of the history of American music. 8. Tammy Wynette. Tammy Wynette was a groundbreaking figure in country music who gave women a powerful voice through her heartfelt songs, including the iconic hit, Divorce. Her music captured the struggles, heartaches, and resilience of women, making her a beloved and relatable figure for many listeners. Beyond her career, Wynette's personal life often mirrored the drama and emotion of her music. Her highly publicized and stormy marriage to fellow country music legend George Jones kept her in the headlines, as both artists battled issues with alcohol. Their tumultuous relationship was both passionate and deeply troubled, adding a layer of authenticity to Wynette's emotional performances. In addition to her personal struggles with relationships, Tammy faced ongoing health problems throughout her life. She endured a series of medical issues that led to her dependence on prescription drugs, further complicating her already challenging personal circumstances. Despite these difficulties, she remained a commanding presence in the music world, known for her resilience and her ability to channel her pain into her art. Tammy Wynette died unexpectedly at a relatively young age, but her legacy continues to inspire. Her trailblazing spirit, marked by raw emotion and personal hardship, set a new standard for honesty and vulnerability in country music. 9. Whan Jennings. Whan Jennings shattered Nashville's polished image by bringing a raw, rebellious spirit to country music. He became a key figure in the outlaw country movement, rejecting the smooth, highly controlled sound that dominated the industry. His close friendship with Johnny Cash opened new doors for him, but also introduced him to the heavy use of amphetamines. Whan admitted that the drugs kept him going during long recording sessions, allowing him to push out music at a relentless pace. However, the constant drug use quickly drained his finances and caused his personal life to spiral. When federal agents stormed his recording studio on suspicion of drug possession, Whan acted fast and managed to destroy evidence, narrowly avoiding prison time. Despite escaping legal trouble, his health began to fail. He developed serious medical problems, including diabetes, which worsened after years of drug abuse and hard living. Even as his body broke down, Whan's rebellious spirit never wavered. His defiance of Nashville norms helped shape the sound and attitude of outlaw country, inspiring generations of musicians. Yet the price of his independence was steep. Behind the music, Waylon's life was marked by battles with addiction, financial strain, and mounting health problems that never fully let him go. 10. Mindy McCriedi. Mindy McCriedi burst onto the country music scene with her debut album 10,000 Angels, capturing the hearts of fans with her powerful voice and emotional performances. Her early success made her a star, but behind the fame, she faced intense personal struggles. Battles with alcohol and drug addiction began to overshadow her career, leading to multiple hospitalizations and periods of deep despair. In an effort to reclaim her life, she participated in a rehabilitation-focused reality television show, hoping to find a path back to stability and health. Sadly, the challenges proved too overwhelming. After experiencing the devastating loss of her partner, McCriedi's battles became even more profound. In a heartbreaking turn of events, she ultimately took her own life, leaving the music world in mourning. Her once bright voice, filled with so much promise and emotion, was silenced far too soon, a tragic reminder of her struggles. 11. Hank Williams Jr. Hank Williams Jr. carried forward his father's legendary musical legacy while forging his own distinctive sound that blended rock and country influences. From a young age, he was thrust into the spotlight, often treated like an adult, and given whiskey by stagehands during performances. Despite facing enormous pressure to live up to the Williams name, he fought to establish a bold identity of his own. His journey was far from easy. A near-fatal fall from a mountain left him with serious injuries and could have ended his career, but his resilience and determination drove him to recover and return to music with even greater strength. Throughout his life, he faced many personal battles, including struggles with substance abuse and the weight of expectations. However, Hank Williams Jr. ultimately emerged as a symbol of perseverance and individuality, becoming an influential figure who honored his heritage while fearlessly charting his own path. 12. Kristofferson. Kristofferson, a distinguished scholar and gifted songwriter, left a lasting mark on music history with his deeply personal and relatable compositions. One of his most iconic works, Sunday Mornin' Comin' Down, captures the raw emotion and struggles of everyday life. During his early years, Kristofferson's drinking often fueled his wild and impulsive behavior, leading to unforgettable moments such as famously landing a helicopter in Johnny Cash's backyard in an audacious attempt to deliver his music directly to the country legend. These reckless acts were fueled by both ambition and a restless spirit. However, as time passed, Kristofferson sought and eventually found greater balance in his life, allowing his true talents to emerge more fully. By embracing a more reflective and grounded approach to living, he brought even deeper authenticity and resonance to his songs. His career became a testament to perseverance, transformation, and the enduring power of heartfelt storytelling. 13. Spade Coulie. Spade Coulie was once a celebrated Western swing star, known for his energetic performances and popular music. However, his promising career came to a tragic and violent end following serious accusations of abuse. Coulie's heavy drinking worsened his violent tendencies, ultimately culminating in the brutal murder of his wife. The shocking crime horrified the public and shattered his once glamorous image. After being convicted of the murder, Coulie was sentenced to prison, where he served several years. Despite his incarceration, he was occasionally allowed to perform for fellow inmates as part of a rehabilitation effort. It was during one of these prison shows that Coulie suffered a fatal heart attack, abruptly ending his life. Today, his musical achievements are largely forgotten, overshadowed by the horrifying and tragic events that defined his final years. Spade Coulie's legacy serves as a grim reminder of how personal demons can destroy even the brightest careers. 14. Ingred Andres. Ingred Andres, a relatively new artist in the music industry, recently faced intense scrutiny following a controversial performance of the national anthem. During the event, it became clear to many that she had been drinking beforehand, which led to widespread backlash across social media and the entertainment world. The incident served as a wake-up call for Andres, pushing her to seek professional help and take responsibility for her actions. Her candid response to the situation has shed light on the immense pressure that young and emerging artists often experience as they navigate fame and public expectations. Andres's willingness to openly acknowledge her mistake highlights the challenges that come with sudden success and the temptations that can accompany it. Her story serves as a reminder of how quickly substance use can derail a promising career if not addressed. It also emphasizes the importance of compassion and support for artists dealing with these struggles. 15. Billy Joe Shaver. Billy Joe Shaver was a legendary songwriter known for crafting raw and heartfelt songs, most notably Honky Tonk Heroes. His life was heavily shaped by grief, hardship, and struggles with alcohol. Despite his success as a musician, he faced many personal challenges that left a lasting mark on both his life and career. In a particularly dark moment, he shot a man during an altercation at a bar, later claiming it was an act of self-defense. Tragedy seemed to follow him closely, as he endured the heartbreaking loss of his beloved family members. Though his songs continue to shine brightly, celebrated for their emotional honesty and rugged beauty, there remain lingering questions about the demons he battled throughout his life. Even after his death in 2020, the complexity of his journey and the pain woven into his music continue to fascinate and move fans, ensuring his enduring legacy in American songwriting. 16. Randy Travis. Randy Travis played a major role in reviving traditional country music with heartfelt songs such as On the Other Hand. His smooth voice and emotional delivery brought a classic sound back to the forefront at a time when the genre was shifting toward a more modern style. However, his personal life became troubled as he battled issues with alcohol. He faced several public intoxication arrests, including a highly publicized incident where he was found naked on a Texas road. These events exposed the depth of his personal struggles and marked a sharp contrast to his polished public image. Later, Travis suffered a devastating stroke that nearly took his life and severely affected his ability to speak and sing. Despite the odds, he fought through a long and difficult recovery to make public appearances once again. His journey is a powerful reminder of how quickly fame can fade and how resilience can shine through adversity. 17. Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash, known as the Man in Black, became a legendary figure by blending country music with elements of folk and rock. His deep, resonant voice and raw emotional honesty set him apart, winning the hearts of fans across generations. Cash gained widespread fame for his performances in prisons, where he connected with inmates through songs of hardship and redemption. Despite his success, he faced serious personal battles. Alcoholism and prescription pill addiction took a heavy toll on him, especially after the painful end of his first marriage. His life took a more stable turn when he married June Carter, who supported him through many of his darkest moments. However, struggles with addiction and personal demons resurfaced throughout his life. In his later years, Cash suffered from severe health problems, but his spirit remained unbroken. Until the end, he gave voice to the forgotten and broken, leaving behind a timeless and powerful legacy. 18. Tim McGraw, a lasting symbol of success in country music alongside his wife Faith Hill, once battled a serious struggle with drinking to to manage the overwhelming anxiety he experienced before stepping on stage. In the early years of his career, alcohol seemed like an easy solution to calm his nerves, but it gradually became a dangerous crutch that threatened both his personal and professional life. Faith, deeply concerned for their family's well-being and their future together, intervened at a crucial moment. She presented Tim with a clear and powerful choice. He could either continue along a destructive path or commit to building a life rooted in love, family, and purpose. Confronted with the reality of what he stood to lose, Tim made the courageous decision to seek help and entered rehabilitation. This commitment marked a defining turning point in his journey. Through determination and the support of his loved ones, he transformed his life. Today, Tim McGraw stands not only as a celebrated and influential artist, but also as a dedicated advocate for wellness, fitness, and healthy living. He frequently speaks about how close he came to losing everything that mattered most, using his experience to inspire and encourage others to choose a better, healthier way forward. 19. Trace Atkins. Trace Atkins, recognized for his deep, resonant voice and commanding presence, has encountered numerous personal struggles throughout his long career. He has sought rehabilitation on multiple occasions as he worked to overcome his ongoing battles with alcohol addiction. One particularly publicized incident took place during a cruise, where Atkins became involved in a drunken altercation with a man who was impersonating him. This embarrassing and highly visible episode prompted him to seek treatment once again, demonstrating his ongoing commitment to recovery. Despite the fame and success he has achieved in the country music world, Atkins has been remarkably open and candid about his struggles and relapses. His honesty in discussing his personal challenges reminds everyone that no amount of celebrity status, wealth, or professional achievement can completely shield a person from inner struggles. Adkins's difficult journey resonates with many fans who admire his courage in confronting such painful issues openly. His willingness to share his experiences publicly provides a source of inspiration and hope to others who are fighting similar battles. By acknowledging his vulnerabilities and continuing to seek help, Atkins highlights the importance of persistence, self-awareness, and the courage it takes to commit to personal growth, healing, and resilience in the face of adversity. 20. Tanya Tucker. Tanya Tucker rose to fame as a teenage sensation with her hit song, "What's Your Mama's Name?" However, the pressures of early success took a toll on her, and she began drinking heavily while on tour. Her lifestyle spiraled out of control until she made the decision to seek help. Tanya entered the Betty Ford Center for Rehabilitation, a turning point that marked a significant change in her life. During her time in treatment, she experienced what she describes as a spiritual awakening that gave her the strength and determination to turn her life around. Although she still enjoys going out and spending time with friends, she is careful to avoid slipping back into her darkest habits. Tanya openly shares her experiences and struggles with others, hoping her journey will serve as a source of inspiration. Her story is a powerful reminder of resilience, personal growth, and the possibility of redemption. 21. Steve Earle's raw blend of country and rock music quickly won him widespread praise and admiration in the music world. However, despite his early success, Earle struggled heavily with drugs and alcohol, which eventually led him into a downward spiral. His addictions grew so severe that he ended up homeless, far removed from the stages and studios where he had once thrived. Eventually, his troubles with substance abuse caught up with him in a legal sense, resulting in jail time due to gun and drug charges. This period behind bars became a turning point, forcing him to confront the reality of his situation and the damage he had done to his life and career. After his release, Earle focused on rebuilding both his personal life and his professional reputation. he returned to music with a new sense of honesty and depth, producing a series of powerful albums that proved second chances are truly possible. These 21 stories revealed the truth. Alcohol spares no one, not even the most gifted. It can spark creativity or destroy it. Families and friends fight to save stars, but change only comes when the artist is ready. The country stage amplifies every choice, and fans cheer the wild spirit, while sometimes enabling its dangers. Tim McGraw found salvation through love, but Keith Whitley ran out of time. Hank Williams Sr.'s death feels like history, yet new artists face the same traps. Still, these tales aren't all grim. Whan Jennings sang until his final days. Johnny Cash created masterpieces with June Carter. Kristofferson and Steve Earle found steadier paths, giving fans more music. Country loves comeback stories, and fans connect with the honesty of those who survive. These artists, through their triumphs and failures, fuel the genre's heart. Their bar fights, confessions, and soulful songs became legends. New stars must heed their warnings, balancing grit with caution. In dusty bars and grand arenas, the country's raw emotion endures, sung by those who bear their souls. These 21 legends lived, stumbled, and sang, proving that even in the wildest nights, hope for redemption remains. If you enjoyed this story, like, subscribe, and check out the next video on your screen.